Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the ass screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking money.
And here we go. Welcome to the Balking Dead, guys, where there is no sleep for the wicked. It's already Monday, and I hope you had a great and safe 4th of July, as we did yesterday what we did Monday, and we swept the board. But like we say every day, guys, it really doesn't matter because we are 0-0 today. And for show purposes, we're only up 3 units, as yesterday there was no show due to the holiday, even though if you follow me on Twitter, we ate. Of course, guys, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS. Get a $100 match deposit with a minimum of $25 by using that promo code PUBSPORTS. Appreciate you guys all for showing up. Appreciate the chat the most. Appreciate Big Show the second most. You guys already know, guys. Smash that damn like button if you already haven't. Make sure you've got them notification bells on. With it being Wednesday, guys, we start this show off with a bang. Some may call a blast, but on this show, we call it Jack of the Day with C-Mac.
Well, see you later.
What's good, my guy? How's life? Hope you had a great 4th of July. I tucked myself in nice and early at 4 to wake up at 4:30 to see Wimbledon was still suspended.
Yeah, it is.
That
They've
started
gotten
back
going,
up.
though.
It started, yeah, they've
Yeah.
gotten going, bro. But I had no reasoning to get up at 4:30. So after this show, bro, I'm sleeping like a fucking baby.
I like to hear it, my guy. I love it.
How was your 4th?
My 4th was good. You know,
Lots of fireworks in Vegas, bro, or you know?
Oh, it just goes off till probably
goes
till like 1 or 2, till around there.
See, it was
Yeah.
weak out here this year, bro. Usually
Really?
my locals fucking busted open, bro. These guys were panochas. I didn't hear nothing after I went to sleep. So, whatever, bro. Let's get to it, though. As it tends to be, though, the days you come on are moving days. So we do have a small slate. But we have 2 games you do want to get to. Starting off with a game that I will touch on, and that's the Rangers at the Red Sox. Who you looking at this way?
Yeah, there's a few other games. Before I dip, I'll touch on a couple. Just not ton of value for me, even though I think they're good looks. But I'll just hit on that right before I dip. But yeah, let's get right to it here. I got to get to the red bearded one here, Justin Turner, Sharpie, as he's seen the Wolf, man, Gray Wolf, all those years with the Rockies, 13 for 39, 3 doubles, a couple jacks. I'm on his over 1.5. I seen this drop, even just at DraftKings. This was like 120. I got plus 125. It was over 1.5. I'm on it. We all know him, gap hitter. I'd rather have that. That's my main bet. But I got to take his jack with that success. He's got 13 this year. We know he's going to probably hit in the 3 hole most days or right around there. And I'm on his jack, plus 575 for Justin Turner.
The lineup is out. He's 3 or 4 for sure. Verdugo's
Yeah, I
batting
thought so.
5th. So definitely something I was looking into though with John Gray is there he may get hit kind of hard today, huh? And Turner may be that dude that whops him. But
Maybe Verdugo
three
has some decent numbers. He hit a homer finally against the
Verdugo,
Jays. Yeah,
Devers, and Yoshida all are all-star snubs, and right now it's like I like to like looking at them all-star snubs. So I can't believe they're batting like 300, 40, 50 RBI, some of these guys, and they didn't make the fucking all-star game. Wop, wop, wop. What'd you get that home run at?
plus 575.
Oh my God, dude. Holy crap, that's some good money on a real hot hitter. So yeah.
And he's been hitting well. That's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's where we're getting to our next guy.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
And let's get into the next guy, my guy, and that's the Orioles at the Yankees game. There's so many bats that I don't even know who to guess. Who you looking at in this spot?
Well, normally I've been an Orioles just team backer, whatever it is, Sharpie, back them team total. They've come through a ton, but they're not playing good baseball right now. They're just, they snuck out a 2-1 win that last game against the Twins not to get swept. I don't know what they've lost 4 or 5. We'll see what Vasquez does. I kind of like the Yankees tonight. Finally have woken up from just a slumber. But I'm on the guy. There's a few guys that hit him well, and he struggled against the Yankees. Like his last 3 starts, not crazy, but they're all about 4 or 5 innings to give up 4 runs. And we all know with Dean Kramer, the long ball has gave him fits this year, Sharpie, especially lately. He's given up 19 home runs, 5 his last 2 starts. Maybe he's better here, but I got to take Gleyber Torres. He hit a jack yesterday. He's finally been hitting better. He's 4 for 11 with a double off him. And he's kind of come alive. So I'm taking Gleyber Torres. I got plus 525, and I'm on it here. It could go to someone like Rizzo. This guy hasn't hit a home run since May 20th. We all know he's like dealing with this elbow problem. So maybe that's to it. I mean, he hasn't even had many RBIs in the last 20 games. But maybe this is a day where he gets right. But his jack was 400. Maybe look at his RBI, plus 175. A guy that just hasn't done much in all of June. Maybe flips the month here, and he can get going with Rizzo.
Yeah, well, if it's something to do with his elbow, though, they probably should have IL'd him a while ago, and they just can't afford it with fucking Judge, bro. And
Yeah.
you never really know in these clubhouses that, like the Yankees, where they will keep that shit quiet, man. They ain't gonna let that shit get leaked out. That dude should have surgery, but he's playing. He'll say that at the end of the year.
Exactly.
He's not one of those guys to blame it on an injury, but we'll find out later on he needs surgery. Watch. So, what were those?
Get to our guy here, Sharpie. What's a jack? Yeah, it's a bomb, a homer, dinger, dong, whatever you want to call it. It's a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what were those other guys you were looking at?
Yeah, these ones. So the game that stood out for me with some of these hitters, it was in the Jays White Sox game. Just not a ton of value. Robert's been hot, but his homer's 350. It's under 4 for me. Same thing with Jimenez. These guys have good numbers, and they've been playing well lately. I just couldn't find, but I wouldn't mind getting it. I just same thing. Springer on the other side. I looked to him. He had some success off of Lance Lynn. And the last game here, which both these pitchers haven't seen these guys. That's why it's kind of blank, but they give you a little bit better numbers. Senga, who's going today, pushed back, but he's been better lately, but on the road's a little bit of a problem. And Tommy Henry's been good, but the long ball's been his problem. So, if you can get Alonso, who's over 4-1, Lindor's plus 450, me on the flip side with the D-backs, whether it's Marte, Carroll, or Walker. Marte 600. He sat the other day. He's rested. So I'm just looked to that game where there's not a lot of info, but I think there's runs. There was runs yesterday. I like that over, and I think there could be today. So take a look at this Mets D-backs game, and I might move on something. I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah, there's something like fishy in this line telling me that this man may get doubled up and fucking yopped and clopped, but we'll see. We'll talk about Senga when I get to talk about Senga, because why they giving us a guy at 5.5 strikeouts, where he's only hit that 8 of his last 10 fucking games? I mean, fuck, he does that in his sleep, right, guys? We'll talk about
Yep.
that when we get there. But always a pleasure, my guy, talking baseball with you. Let's cash some fucking tickets. Tell these great
Beautiful.
people where to find you and what you got going on.
Just here, Post Sports Radio. I will be back tomorrow with you as
You've
I want to
also
be
got
on
a
here.
radio spot, bro. Where we
He's a
should get our
jack.
little
I'm
radio
not
plug.
on this because nothing going on really. All we have is All-Star break for the next few weeks. But yeah, once we get going again, because college football is coming up, I'll be rolling. But that's it, my dude. I will see you tomorrow. Let's cash big and keep rolling, my dude.
Yes, sir.
I will be listening. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yes, sir. Let's talk the first guy up. But before we do, guys, if you don't know, you should already know. We will compare the best line available when it opens up to the best line available K-prop wise 30 minutes prior to the show. And then we will compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. So let's talk some of that John Gray, the Wolf man at the Red Sox. Number 38 in the black book this year has a 21% strikeout percentage, a 7.8 walk percentage, and they opened him up on FanDuel 5+ at -128, and now he's at a -152 on FanDuel for the best line. PrizePicks has him at a flat 4 or at a 4.5, whereas pitching outs under over are at a 16. Projected lineup, which the lineup is out, and it is 5 lefties and 4 righties. K per 9 this season, 7.8 at home. He is on the road where he has a 7.3 K per 9. Lefties, he's striking out at a 7.8, while righties, he has a 7.4 K per 9. We get to start the day off talking John Gray at the Red Sox, and to be quite frank, I've had a tough time getting a solid read on Gray this year, as he's not the same guy that I've come accustomed to, as he's a complete pitcher now, as he was a hurler. Pitchers look to go deep, hurlers look to strike people out. As John Gray, guys, has gone 6 or more innings in 6 of his last 9 games, and 6 of 8 if we don't count the game with a blister that he came back from. He's now coming off a game, guys, where he got hit hard, giving up 5 earned runs versus the Astros. Well, get back days so far this year have seemed to be a thing for John Gray, as he's given up 4 runs or more just 3 times this year, coming back to dominate the next time out, giving up 1 earned run or less. So we look at the Red Sox numbers over the last 15 days, and they're not the team that I came accustomed to the first month or two as a no-fly zone, as they're not walking at a league worst 4.2%. And they're 18th to 21st in every hitting category that I look at, and they're striking out damn near a 27% clip. So, yeah, that's no-fly zone. So let's see who have they faced in that time span, guys. Kevin Gausman went out and had 7 strikeouts. Berrios had himself an 8-pack. Fuck it. Fat Lance got himself 7. How about Lucas Giolito? He said, I'll one up all y'all bitches and give you 10. Joe Ryan went the distance, and he had 9 that day, where even Sonny Gray hit his over 4.5 with a 5-piece. And that's who they've seen, guys, that I'd put my money on over the last 15 days, and every one of those bitches have cashed. Now, I check out the lines, guys, as you know on the show. I like to check and make sure that all the lines add up, and there is a red flag here when I look at this. I see John Gray's outs at a 16.5. He has been a 17.5 for 5 straight weeks, 3-2 to that over. So why are they dropping his outs and offering him at plus money? He's hit that over 60% on the year, and a guy who's averaging 17.5 outs in his 15 games. So at the moment, guys, the red flags were throwing me some signs that I'm like, okay, man, is this the day John Gray gets whacked? Well, guys, getting whapped has nothing to fucking do with a strikeout prop. Now, his prop is where it should be. It's been juiced to the gills. Now it's at a -152 since the lineups came out. So I'm going to put a half unit on John Gray. And like I started this write-up, I have had a tough time solving the puzzle of John Gray in 2023. So I did take his 5+, and I altered him to Pablo Lopez at 6+. And I got -109 on that half unit, as I will not pay juice for a guy I've struggled with. And Pablo, guys, he's had 6 or more strikeouts in 15 of 17 games. The only 2 being the Dodgers and Guardians, 2 of our no-fly zones. So, yeah, I'm all right with Pablo being on that thing as a gimme. So get the juice down on John Gray. I went half unit that way, and I like the spot he's in today, especially with Duvall in the lineup. Black Book, number 35, Pablito Lopez versus the Royals. Who wears short shorts? Pablo wears short shorts, but that's okay because we bet fucking Pablo, guys. So, yeah. Opened them up, guys. 8+ -102 on FanDuel. Closed them out at a -110 on MGM, where his outs, earn runs, hits were not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties, whereas K per 9 this season, 11.5 at home, where he's at today, 10.8 on the road with a 9.8 versus the left-handed side and an elite 12.2 versus the right-handed side. Now we get Pablo Lopez in his third matchup versus the Royals this season, but he hasn't seen them since April 12th when the numbers said fire away. Lopez went out there and had 7 strikeouts and 6 innings of work. Well, as the first game of the year that when he faced them as well, guys, where there was no numbers to go by, he went 5.2 innings while striking out 8 on just 85 pitches, and that was due to it being the first game of the season. Now, this should be a 7.5, guys, and I figured maybe we'd see a Royals tax, guys, but he only has a 50% win percentage to the over 7.5 his last 10, guys. So we're getting his straight average without the Royals tax. And I get to it why we're getting to it. Now, let's go look at the projected lineup that we are looking at. It's 5 lefties, guys. Well, Pablo has elite strikeout versus right-handed hitters, but he ain't too damn shabby versus the left-handed side of the plate with a solid 10 strikeouts per 9. As both times this year's, guys, when Pablo has faced this team, they have ran 5 lefties in every game. Granted, we did have Dozier in both of those lineups and Framil Reyes in one of them, and those guys are some walking strikeouts if I've ever seen one. So let's look at the Royals numbers over the last 15 days as they are not walking at a putrid 6.4%. Bottom 5 in every hitting category while striking out at a 26% clip. There's not much to go off, guys, when we get Pablo versus a K percentage of 24 or worse, as he's only seen 2 teams this year going 1-1 to the over, averaging 8 strikeouts a game. Now, I know the Royals, guys, are one of the worst teams in chasing pitches. So let's go see how Pablo has held up versus other teams in the bottom 7 in chase percentage, at least 1.5% worse than league average. Baltimore Orioles. Pablo cashed his 5.5 last week. He got 6. We talked about him on that show. I said, man, I missed the line. It opened -112. It went up to -145. And I had him for 6 that day, and I wasn't willing to pay that type of juice when I didn't see him going over. Then he played the Boston Red Sox, guys. 5.2 innings, 9 strikeouts. Miami Marlins fall under that list. 8 Ks in 7 innings. So do the Los Angeles Angels, where he went 6 innings with 9 strikeouts. Guess who else is on the bottom 7 in chase percentage this year? Detroit Tigers, where he held himself a 10-piece in 6 innings of work. And those were not counting the games where we've already talked about the Royals and their K percentage the second time he's seen them. So he's 7-0, guys, to every number they've put in front of him the day of a game when facing a team with 1.5 worse percent than league average in chase rate. Yet, 6-1 to the 7.5 they have him at today. But the one loss, guys, was the game where he went 85 pitches. First game of the year. All right. Yeah. I'm on Pablo, guys. Full unit, over 7.5 at -109. Please and thank you. Next guy up on the board is Jose Berrios at the White Sox, number 84 in the Black Book. This year has a 22.7 strikeout percentage and a 6.7 walk percentage. Morning line 5+, +110 on MGM, where they're closing them out right now at a -128 to the best line is on FanDuel. PrizePicks has them at a flat 5, whereas outs, earn run hits are not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup is 6 righties and 3 lefties for your White Sox. K per 9 this season, 9.4 at home, 7.8 on the road where he's at today. Granted, 42 innings at home compared to 58 on the road. He has a 9.4 K per 9 versus the left-handed side and a 7.6 versus the right-handed side. Next up on our list today, guys, is good old Jose Berrios. And I did do the Lynn write-up before I did do him. And I started to think this was trappy, guys, first. And then roll number 81, Sharpie 316, guys. If the line looks off, first check the weather. And there may be some fucking rain today, guys, in Chicago, as it does show a lot of rain. And it also says that in both of these pitchers' K props. So, yes, they've moved by the people betting them. But I do expect this game to get pushed to tomorrow. But at the end of the day, there's 7 guys in some great matchups tomorrow. So I might as well knock these 2 down. That way, I ain't wasting room and time tomorrow. And if you need this to go back to, I'm going to talk about this line. And I'm also going to put it to the line where I think it should be and where it comes at tomorrow. And that's where they've pretty much moved to for the most part. So let's talk about Barrios. White Sox numbers over the last 15 days, guys. They've had a complete turnaround from the first half of June. They're now walking a little bit below league average. They're not striking out. They're 10th in team batting average, 5th in OPS, and in isolated power. And this will be the second time this year Barrios sees these White Sox, where the first time he went out and marked them, caught a cold case, 7 innings with 9 strikeouts, when the numbers said no. But they were not hitting, guys, like they were at the time, guys. So, yes, these numbers say no, but all the numbers said no the last time he faced them. Now, guys, it's saying ruh-roh, he can get hit. Now, we will say on this show, good pitching beats good hitting any day of the week. So, let's talk about it. This is a spot, guys, where even if they do play today, I'm going to need the lineup to get involved in, guys, as I do look for guys who chase. And Barrios has been bet on this year, whether it's been his outs or backing him on the money line or looking towards his K-prop in certain situations, guys. Only 4 times this year has this man given up three runs or more. Yeah, that's fucking B status, guys. So, and the next time out, guys, he didn't give out more than 2 after giving up 3. And this guy got hit hard last week, guys. So Barrios bounce backs have been for real. So don't think this game cracks off. I think they open this tomorrow at a 5.5. And I expect more towards that -150 line when this rain is no longer involved. So if this game does get pushed out and play, I will tweet out if I do get involved. But like I said, we've got 7 great spots tomorrow to get our hands involved with that. We need to talk Lance Lynn and Barrios before. Now we got to talk some Lance Lynn, because this is a spot that just don't make sense, and it has to do with the rain, guys. It just got to. Number 51 in the black book, Lance Lynn versus the Blue Jays this year has a 27% strikeout percentage and an 8.3 walk percentage. Opened him up on BetMGM 6+ -125, and now he's a whole number up 7+ at +120 on FanDuel. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas hits allowed under over are at a 6. K per 9 this season, he has a 10.7 at home, 11 on the road, where he's striking out lefties at a 10.5 K per 9 and righties at an 11.2. Now we got us a spot, guys, where I wanted to get in on a Lance Lynn today versus the Blue Jays, but the books wanted to play their hoe games and open them up at 5.5, where when I made my lines last night, I wrote, run for the motherfucking hills if they put a 5.5 on this man, as he has a 70% win percentage over his last 10 games to that number, including 3 straight games being lined at a 6.5, while cashing every one of those games. So why a fucking 5.5, guys, unless it's Mother Nature, which that's got to be the main reason. As we look at the Jays' numbers versus right-handed pitchers over the last 15 days, they say fire away, guys, on the K-prop, as they're walking below league average, striking out at a 26.2% clip, and 17th to 22nd in team batting average and OPS, while being 13th in isolated power. So, yeah, guys, these numbers don't say drop the fucking man. If anything, it says tax the man for how good he's been and how bad these Jays have been over the last 2 weeks. Take in, guys, that Lance Lynn did play them last year. He went 5 innings with 5 strikeouts in his second game back, as he missed most of the year due to injury last season. And the numbers then said, hell no to a K-prop, guys. Lynn also played them this year. At the beginning of the year, and he got cracked like Lynn always does, guys. He went 5 innings, 4 earned runs with 5 strikeouts, and the numbers there didn't even really say much. So I went and looked up some past history before, guys, and before they played the weather game bullshit with me. Springer, Chapman, and Merrifield struggle. He struggles versus this man. He can put these guys away, no problem. Now, who he's going to have a problem striking out? Bo Bichette, Kiermaier, and Belt. As I I get Kiermaier and Bell as they are lefties, guys, and lefties have been a major issue. But Bo Bichette owns this, man, guys, as he's hitting 444 and 15 at bats off the guy. So ruh-roh. Yeah. This guy gets hit hard every game, though, guys. So I guess that's nothing to be used to. We got like Whip-de-doo. Lance Lynn gives up 3-4 runs. Ha. But the dude still goes out and cashes his freaking K-props. Now, this guy is strictly a lineup. I have to wait for lineups for this guy. If they somehow put in more than the 3 lefties they're projecting, this can be a very short game for Lance Lynn, as he doesn't have a problem with righties. They're batting in a whopping 209 off the man this year. He has a freaking problem with lefties, guys. It goes up to a disgusting 345 batting average. The on-base percentage goes up over 100 points versus lefties as well, as the slugging numbers fucking double from a 352 versus the right-handed side to 655 versus the lefties. So hitting props today, take some of those Jays lefties, guys. And like I said, Bo Bichette, who has he's batting 444 off the man and only has 3 strikeouts. So I had to check the weather, guys, and I don't think they play this game. If they do play this game, like I said, I will tweet out if I get in on it. But this line should open up tomorrow where it's at now, 6.5 plus money, maybe even money. And that's not because how great he's been, guys, and that's going to have to do with past history. He hasn't hit that over 6.5. Now, the Jays numbers say that if it's a 5.5, don't get involved, guys. No, that's fucking fishy bullshit, and we do not do that, guys, because when they put out fishy bullshit, these books are hitting at a 70 plus percent, and they're getting juice on your ass while you're doing it. So everyone who bet Lance Lynn paid fucking juice for the man, unless you got in at 6.5. So I wouldn't bet a 5.5 on Lance Lynn in this spot if it was sunny as fucking all weather outside, guys, because just don't make sense. And if it don't make dollars, guys, it don't make sense. I'll preach it on this show. These books are multi-billion-dollar businesses, guys. They don't give out free money. They don't. Now, if this hits, cool. That's fine. Valdez hit his too, guys, the last time that someone hit it and I was afraid of. But the last 5 ain't. So if you're playing that fucking game, bro, more power to you. I'm just going to tell you, be very safe with Lance Lynn today. And it may be Mother Nature, guys. And if I listen to the pregame and I hear that there's going to be a nice 3-hour gap, I will get involved and I will tweet out how I get involved. And I may end up fucking getting kicked square in the fucking nuts because, like I said, the 5.5 should have never been there, but I think this game does get pushed back. Now we get to talk about a guy that's been good. We've called him out, guys, and last week we talked about him as well. And we're talking Kodai Senga at the Diamondbacks, number 65 in the Black Book. And we talked about him coming off of 4 days rest last week and how that hasn't been good for him. But we also talked about how it was the Milwaukee Brewers, so he'd probably still hit his fucking K-prop. And, yeah, that's what happened. He didn't go deep, but yet he murked out the Brewers because what do the Brewers do? They strike out like I struck out in high school, guys. And I ain't talking baseball. So, Kodai Senga, guys, this year has a 28.5 strikeout percentage with an atrocious, league worst, 13% walk percent. Morning line 6+ at +105 on DraftKings, where the best line available is on MGM to the over 5.5, and that's at -110. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas pitching outs over on PrizePicks are at a 16. Projected lineup today is 5 lefties, 4 righties, whereas K per 9 this season is 11.6 at home, we're 10.6 on the road. He is striking out an 11.5 K per 9 versus the left-handed side and a nice 10.8 versus the right-handed side. Now we get to talk us a trappy line with no weather bullshit, guys, and that's 5.5 on Senga, as this man has 6 strikeouts or more in 8 of his last 10 games. And we get a 5.5 at bettable juice. Nah, man. Sharpie don't play that. So let's try and figure out what the books are seeing. Let's check the numbers, guys. They're walking top 7 in the league, 9.3%, striking out league average, and 10th through 15th in every hitting category. So nothing in the numbers say drop Senga. So let's check the lineups. And man, do the D-backs project 5 lefties. And like I said, he's striking lefties out in 11.5K per 9 with a solid 10.8 versus the right-handed side. So that just doesn't make sense to me. So let's go see who the D-backs have faced in the last 15 days that we'd put our money on. Mad Max, 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. Zach Eflin, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. Tanner Bybee, how about 5 innings with 6 strikeouts? Excuse me. The only one person that did not hit, and he got lit up like a Christmas tree, was Corbin Burns. He went 5.2 innings and only had 3 strikeouts. If we go back just one more series, not even like the month, past the 15 days, we're going to go back 3 more fucking days, guys. Seen Aaron Nola, who had a 9-piece, and Zach Wheeler, who had 7. So, yeah, their numbers don't say play a K-prop, but everyone we would bet on, besides Corbin Burns in the last 15 days, have yopped these boys. So why do we get a 5.5? I'm going to tell you what, guys. He was a 5.5 yesterday, but he was on his normal 5 days rest start, and he still got pushed back. And that line makes no fucking sense. So I got to see why. Why did this guy get pushed back? And there's nothing out there. They're keeping this shit tight-lipped. No reason why. This guy got held on his 5 days rest, Japan normal rest, was going to go on his 6th day, and they still pushed him back another one, guys. The only other report I could find, guys, was from a month ago when they did the same thing to this man. And that was due to discomfort in his fingers. If the books know he has a problem, guys, and obviously the Mets do as well, guys, as they pushed him back an extra fucking day for no reason. There is no way I can go over on Senga over 5.5, as they are begging you to bet this man's over. And guys, it may hit, but I don't bet ifs. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. And if I was to bet this, I'd sure as fuck go with the books and take the under right here, guys, because like I said, no such thing as free money. Let's talk a guy who I'm a little fucking angry at after last week, and that's Bobby Miller versus the Pirates, number 91 in the Black Book. He has a 21.7 strikeout percentage on the year and an 8.7 walk percentage. Opened him up at 6+ minus 130 on FanDuel. Morning line 7+ at plus 105 on DraftKings. Closing line 7+ plus 112 on FanDuel, where his PrizePicks is at 6 and his hits allowed under over at 4.5. So pretty much, guys, all that yap yap a loo bop a wop bam boom. He opened up at 5.5 minus 130, and by the time morning came, he was a whole number ahead. Shout out to the 77 Live guys. If you haven't, smash that like button. For those that don't know, I am on Pablo Lopez over 7.5 for a full unit today. I'm also on John Gray at 4.5 for a half unit, but I had to hook his 4.5 to Pablo Lopez's 6 as well to get the juice down, as I will not pay that type of juice for John Gray. And yeah, just had to let y'all know that are in here, that are live, because Sharpie's a little pissed off, guys. I won't be doing a recap for a wee bit, but I will make sure throughout the show I drop my bets for those that are in here and didn't miss the recap of the guys that we talked about. So let's talk about my guy, the killer, Bobby Miller. He's projecting to see 5 righties, 4 lefties. K per 9 this season, only 36 innings, so not enough to hit his home road splits, but he does have an 8.7 strikeouts per 9 versus the left-handed side and a 7.8 versus the right-handed side. Excuse me. Now we get to talk my kid, guys, the killer Bobby Miller, who gets a matchup with the Pirates, guys, who over the last 15 days are walking below league average, not striking out at a 20% clip, and bottom 6 in every hitting category that I like to look at. And going into this, guys, when I made the line, I figured we would get a 5.5, but maybe even a 4.5, as the man has had 7 games in the show this year. He's only been a 5.5 the last 4 weeks, going 1-3 to the over that. Yet they opened him up 5.5 minus 130. So I just let it be, guys. And I woke up this morning to a 6.5. What has Bobby Miller done to deserve a jump up, guys? They jumped up Emmett Sheehan yesterday. And how did that work out? As I don't think that kid made it through the 4th inning. And that's been the story of my Dodgers, guys, the last 10 days. And that starters are not going deep. And the bullpen is having to eat up way too many innings, as just in the last 2 days alone, the bullpens have pitched 9 innings in 2 games. We didn't have a bullpen day, guys. And that's where I was looking to attack Bobby Miller, guys. And I wanted to bet his outs. But obviously the books think he's going to have a good game as well today, as they put his pitching outs at a price that there's no way in hell that I could bet. They put him at 17.5 at a minus 189, guys, after being a 16.5 last week at minus 120. So the books have him going 6 innings too, guys. And I thought I was going to pull one over on them real quick. So they priced me out on the outs. They jump up the dude's K prop and jump him up. It's like, okay, guys, like I said, what has Bobby Miller done to deserve a 6.5? And this is coming from a guy who loves Bobby Miller, guys. I wasn't even willing to bet him at 5.5 in this situation. And hear me out. Here we go. The Dodgers, guys, are a minus 1.5 first 5 at a minus 114. A minus 1.5 first 5. I don't think I've ever seen a fucking run line of minus 1.5 at a first 5. You know, maybe I have before and I just never went to go look at it, guys. But the fact that fucking matters is I'm not looking to go. I can't do that. Like, good God. Like I said, guys, this has been, bullpen's been on their last legs. My best piece of my bullpen has pitched the last 3 games. And he's never pitched 3 days in his career, so there's no way he's going today. So there's no way I could even look to back these guys full game. So they priced me out on the K props. They priced me out on the freaking first 5. They priced me out every which way I want to go bet this guy, except for the matter is, guys, I have this guy going 6 innings and shutting these boys down today. And we pitched a contact when needed to. Will Smith knows this right now. Will Smith is going to know we need Miller to go 6+ innings. Like I said, my bullpen's eaten up 9 innings the last 2 days. And on 0-2 counts, wouldn't be surprised this dude throws his 97, 98 mile per hour sinker and gets a ground ball, because wasting pitches in this situation is not going to get him to go deep. The books have him going deep. I have him going deep. Will Smith knows this as well, guys. Did the same shit with Dustin May, guys, and it was a headache if you were betting K props. But the Dodgers don't give a fuck if they're striking people out. They need their pitcher to go deep today and to have a good, solid game. And I'm going to back them here at home, and I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates team total under 1.5 at minus 110 for a half unit, guys. They priced me out every which fucking way. I tried to get in with his props, and sometimes you got to just let stuff go. But I still wanted to get in and back Bobby Miller. And I think he shuts these motherfuckers down today. And let's go Doyers. So that's the action today, guys. Appreciate you all for showing up, guys. Smash that damn like button if you already haven't. And like I said, as I gave out the bets throughout the show, I'm not going to do any more recaps, guys, till at least after the All-Star break, as I do that out of my own generosity, and got some ungrateful guy who I can't wait to hear his wife is fucking his brother, who wants to spoil it for everyone, yet bet my place. Jackass. I hope the karma gods get you right in the kisser butt. So thanks to you, fuck you. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over to PrizePicks. Use that promo code PubSports. Get a match deposit up to 100. Minimum of 25 on your first deposit, guys. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks. Special guest today was C-Mac with the pack. Some say we be pubbing. I say I'm about to bust.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.